गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe, Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balarama, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranikai, 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 Jaya Gauranikai, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Om Vishnupada. Now we are doing Premadvan prayers, which means that we have to all pay obeisances like they do. Jaya Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Stotra Sata, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem se ko Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. You can all come and sit closer. Don't be shy. Better absorption. Yes, thank you. So today we have gathered here to read a sacred text called Bhagavad Gita. It has 18 chapters, and today we will read from the chapter 6. And chapter 6 is called Dhyana Yoga. So this Bhagavad Gita is like an encyclopedia of different types of yogas, which we will actually find out that there are no different type of yogas. There is only one yoga in different stage, but there are different stages. So here it's called, chapter is entitled Dhyana Yoga. And dhyana means remembrance, meditation or absorption. So here we are in text 1, so the chapter 6, text 41. We will recite the Sanskrit verse, then we'll go to see the translation of each word and also the full translation and a commentary or purport of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. So, when I read a line, you please all repeat after me. Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Śucīnāṁ śrī-matām gehe.
Śucīnāṁ śrī-matām gehe.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo bhijāyate.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo abhijāyate.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Śucīnāṁ śrī-matām gehe.
Śucīnāṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo bhijāyate.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo abhijāyate.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Śucīnāṁ śrī-matām gehe.
Śucīnāṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo bhijāyate.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo abhijāyate. Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān. Prāpya
Kṛtāṁ lokān.
uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Śucīnāṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Śucīnāṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo abhijāyate.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo bhijāyate.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān. Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Śrīnaṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Śrīnaṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo abhijāyate.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo bhijāyate.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Uṣitvā śrāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Uṣitvā
Śrāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Śucīnāṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Śrīnaṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo abhijāyate.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo bhijāyate. Anyone else would like to try? Yes, please.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Prāpya puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Uṣitvā śāśvatīḥ samāḥ.
Śucīnāṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Śucīnāṁ śrīmatāṁ gehe.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo abhijāyate.
Yoga-bhraṣṭo bhijāyate. Anyone else? Yes? Okay. So now we will go word for word translation. So please again repeat after me. Prāpya,
Prāpya.
after achieving.
Puṇya-kṛtāṁ.
Puṇya-kṛtāṁ, of those who performed pious activities. Lokān,
Lokān.
planets.
Uṣitvā.
Uṣitvā, after dwelling. Śāśvatīḥ,
Śāśvatīḥ.
many. Samāḥ,
Samāḥ.
years. Śucīnāṁ,
Śucīnāṁ.
of the pious.
Abhijāyate.
śrī-matām,
śrī-matām.
of the prosperous.
Of the prosperous.
Gehe,
Gehe.
in the
In
house.
the house.
Yoga-bhraṣṭaḥ,
Yoga-bhraṣṭaḥ.
one who has fallen from the path of self-realization.
One who has fallen from the path of self-realization.
Abhijāyate,
Abhijāyate.
takes his birth.
Takes his birth.
Translation: the unsuccessful yogi, you can repeat again, unsuccessful yogi,
Unsuccessful yogi.
after many, many years
After many, many years
of enjoyment
of enjoyment
on the planets of the pious living entities,
on the planets of the pious living entities,
is born into a family
is born into a family
of righteous people,
of righteous people,
or
or
into a family
into a family
of rich aristocracy.
of rich aristocracy.
Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. So, the unsuccessful yogis are divided in two classes. One is fallen after very little progress, and one is fallen after long practice of yoga. The yogi who falls after a short period of practice goes to the higher planets, where pious living entities are allowed to enter. After prolonged life, there one is sent back again to this planet to take birth in the family of a righteous Brahmana, Vaishnava, or of aristocratic merchants. The real purpose of yoga practice is to achieve the highest perfection of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, as explained in the last verse of this chapter. But those who do not persevere to such an extent and who fail because of material allurements are allowed by the grace of the Lord to make full utilization of their material propensities. And after that, they are given opportunities to live prosperous life in righteous or aristocratic families. Those who are born in such families may take advantage of the facilities and try to elevate themselves to full Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So now we will chant the invocation prayers to invoke blessings and good fortune, the blessings to enter Bhagavad Gita and understand the teachings. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Staptitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pricharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschattyadashitarine. Yes, so today we have this verse full of different aspects that are touched here. So let's read one more time the translation, and then we'll go of each part of this verse to understand what is actually being talked about. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. So the first word, the unsuccessful yogi. what does it mean to be unsuccessful yogi? Yeah, here it's meant, here in Sanskrit it's called yoga-bhraṣṭo, yoga-bhraṣṭaḥ. So, bhrashta means to fall. And yogi is one who practices yoga. Like I mentioned in the beginning that we know different type of yogas. There is jnana yoga and karma yoga and sankhya yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga. But in actuality, there is only one yoga, and these are different levels of that yoga, of that one yoga. And because yoga means, there is only one meaning of word yoga. It means to link with the Lord, to link with Kṛṣṇa, who is the all-attractive personality, the supreme personality, Kṛṣṇa. So every soul is has that connection to Kṛṣṇa already. But due to material conditioning, due to effect of material energy, the distance in our consciousness from Kṛṣṇa is different for each personality, for each person. So depending on the distance, there are different names of yogas. And some who are very far in their consciousness from Kṛṣṇa, then that's still are not even yet called yoga. Yeah? They might be doing some good work, they might be interested in some spiritual things, but only at a certain point when a person really understands that I am not really part of this material world and I want to progress to something higher, that's when actual yoga starts. And when this idea of reaching something higher and going somewhere beyond just this gross sense perception of dualities what material world offers, when that idea penetrates the intelligence and mind, that's when actual yoga, word yoga, can be applied. So the karma yogis, they are ones who do some activity. Karma is activity. So that's where there is act, but they do a selfless activity. They do act, but they understand that everything in this world has originated from Kṛṣṇa. Everything in this world comes from Kṛṣṇa. So Kṛṣṇa owns everything, and I don't own anything. So how can I claim something to be mine? How can I claim to be enjoyer of something? I am just being given some tools for a certain time of period in my hands to work with. So I'm working with them, but the result of it I offer to Kṛṣṇa. That is karma yoga. Then by such kind of selfless act, offering by every result of my activity to Kṛṣṇa, the mind and consciousness and intelligence get purified. Because I am developing some kind of detachment. And when the consciousness gets purified, I'm starting to perceive more the Atma, the spirit soul. And I'm seeing the world based on that. So that is called jnana yoga, when consciousness has developed to that knowledge, the level of knowledge. So then later with this jnana, with this understanding of spirit, the faith in Lord develops, and from faith the association of like-minded people takes place, and from that association we meet some sadhu, some saintly person who inspire us, and from that we give up our all bad habits, whatever is still there, and we become steady in our spiritual attempts. And from that steadiness, Kṛṣṇa, because he is a person, he notices us. Oh, somebody is day after day, week after week, months after months, year after year, decade after decade, endeavoring for me, doing something for me, so then Kṛṣṇa becomes attracted. And because Kṛṣṇa becomes attracted in our lives, he comes, we develop some taste. It's called ruchi. That's why after that steadiness, after nishta, the taste comes. So then when more we taste, the more we want to do. The more we want to engage in activities of bhakti. Now in such a cold winter evening, all we want to do is to sit in our room next to the heater, but still we have come here to hear Bhagavad Gita. And why is Bhagavad Gita so special? Because it is nectar that has come in a form of words from the mouth of Kṛṣṇa. So we are attracted by that. So in that way, we interact with Kṛṣṇa more and more and more, since at one point, we don't just love things around Kṛṣṇa, like temples and books and knowledge and prasadam and activities and service. We are attracted not just by things around Kṛṣṇa, but we become attracted to Kṛṣṇa himself. We develop attachment to Kṛṣṇa. We are not just attracted to our to the spiritual activities, but we are not just attracted to worship, but we are attracted to the object of worship. Who do we actually worship? So then, when this attraction comes, when it intensifies, our emotions we invest more and more deep emotions in our spiritual activities till it matures, till it solidifies, and it becomes like a concentrate, and that's called love of God. So this is a process. This is the aim of yoga. Yes, so here it is said the real purpose of yoga practice is to achieve the highest perfection of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So what is this highest perfection in Kṛṣṇa consciousness? So that is that my emotion. Everyone has, is there anyone here that have no emotion? You have emotion? Yes, you smile. Means you have emotion. No need to ask. Anyone who smiled at least once in life has emotion. Everyone has emotion. The emotions are the nature of the soul. But these emotions have to be rendered to Kṛṣṇa. Our emotions are Kṛṣṇa's property. So once we turn them towards Kṛṣṇa, then our bhakti yoga starts. And when these emotions are saturated, so tensed, like here we can go through the door, but we can't go through the wall. So when these emotions towards Kṛṣṇa is so saturated that nothing can penetrate through, no material desires can go through, that's called love of God. That is called prema, and that is the perfection of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And that is the purpose of yoga practice. But on the way to that, one may drift. One may drift. And that's called yoga-bhraṣṭaḥ, unsuccessful yogi. So now we understood the first word. It's not the first word of shloka in Sanskrit, but it's the first word how Srila Prabhupada has translated in English. So now we understood what is unsuccessful yogi. The who, throughout this process, from just having faith until that deep, concentrate emotions towards Lord, somewhere in between, detour. Yes? So what happens to such person? What happens? It's dangerous, maybe better not to do it. But here said no. Nothing actually happens. such person, why actually that detour took place? Why the drifting took place? Because that emotion was not fully mature and saturated. Something penetrated through. Yeah? There was some solid, it was not fully solid. There was some space to go through, so that some material desires, some here, like Prabhupada says, material allurements. Those who do not persevere to that extent to attain that perfection, they fail because of material allurements. So, because they had these material allurements, they are allowed to enjoy them. They are allowed to enjoy them at the cost of that perfection. So what does it, until when we can try? Until when we can keep persevering? Until we die. Yes, so the death is that final test. Test of what? Test of whether we have reached perfection. So when we go to school, when we graduate, we have a final exam. But only those who get 100% get a certificate. The rest, in a school, what do? You lose basically everything. But here, it is very interesting. You don't call it, you haven't attained perfection, you're still allowed to enjoy, but then later, next birth again, you have given a chance again. And you can start from the same position where you finished off before. It's a good deal. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. So should not be scared. That's why Srila Prabhupada, when he gave class and explained this verse, he was recalling the verse from Śrī-matām, where Narada Muni was saying that somebody gives up everything, gives up his dharma, gives up everything, and joins the spiritual organization to Krishna consciousness and wants to practice this bhakti yoga. But he does it out of sentiment, not with any strong conviction, and after some time he just falls. So what happens to such kind of person? Arjuna also asked here, it is like he becomes like a cloud scattered in the sky. Neither he left all this material world, neither he gained anything in the spiritual world. So then what happens to this person? He's lost. So better not to give up anything material and don't join any spiritual path. Better just to be safe in our material life. Why should we risk? What if we don't attain perfection at the end of a life? Then what will happen? Then we go to hell because we didn't do our duty. But Krishna says, no, it is not like that. Even if somebody not attain perfection, even somebody gives up everything out of sentiment only, still he gains more than somebody who performed his material duties perfectly but didn't take up the spiritual path. Because that bhakti is already there. It's a nature of the soul. Because soul is Satchit Ananda. Ananda is bliss. Ananda is happiness. So from where this bliss coming? From where this eternal nature of soul, Satchit Ananda, that Ananda is coming from where? The Ananda is the potency of Hladini, which is a potency of devotion, the potency of bhakti. So that Ananda, which comes from rasa, which comes from bhakti, is there in soul always. That is written in scriptures, that soul is not only Sat, soul is not only Satchit, the soul is Satchit Ananda. So from where Ananda comes? Ananda comes only from devotion, from the service to the Lord, from love of God. And this is Hladini Shakti. It goes empowered by Hladini Shakti. So that Ananda comes from that Hladini. So, The soul is there already. So that's why that bhakti that we develop, it stays. It stays. And even if something happens, we drift away or we maybe leave our body and we still have not attained that perfection of Krishna consciousness. Next life, we start from there. Yes? Like Srila Prabhupada says, some people may try to endeavor so hard in this material world. They open business, they build skyscraper, they develop companies and many cars and this and so many things. But when they die, it's lost. No one can take a skyscraper with him. No one can take even a bicycle, what to speak of car or anything with him. But when one dies, one can take bhakti with him. That stays. And in that class where Srila Prabhupada speaks, small child was playing kartals. And Prabhupada said, like this child, he's just small baby, but he's already playing kartals. How does he know how to play kartals? Because the previous life, he was playing. So this child is this yoga-bhraṣṭa, this unsuccessful yogi who has taken birth in the family of a devotee, and he just continues to play his kartals. He doesn't have to learn again, think, oh, such a noisy thing is here. No. He naturally opens his eyes and grabs the kartals and is already playing. We know so many times, 5-year-old boy, he already plays mridanga. 5-year-old girl, she already sings Hare Krishna mantra. Yeah? So these things never disappear. Therefore, there should be no doubt that we should only have one focus in our life, how to develop our Krishna consciousness and how to progress and how to persevere. So that is what means unsuccessful yogi. So then, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, yes, so here is a puṇya-kṛtāṁ lokān. So that kind of person who is unsuccessful, called fallen yoga-bhraṣṭa, he's given, because he has attained so much good pious credit, so he's sent to the heavenly planets for a very nice enjoyment. Because the reason he didn't attain was because of that desire for enjoyment. So he's given so much enjoyment. Okay, you enjoy. Let it be. This is what he deserves. And then after that, what happens to him? After many, many years, so he's enjoying like that. He's enjoying like that for many, many years. Yes, śāśvatīḥ samāḥ, many years. And then he takes birth in a very good family. śucīnāṁ, śrī-matām, gehe. Śucīnāṁ means the family of a brahmana, someone who is already engaged in the spiritual activities. He takes birth in such kind of family. Or he may take birth also in a family of śrī-matām, which means some kind of aristocratic family or a rich merchant. So then we may also ask, what's so good about that, to take birth in some aristocratic family? How spiritual is that? But we should also see that nowadays, of course, in Kali Yuga, not always that happens, but generally, especially in the world, here in India, it may still happen that if someone is a pious and a rich person, they will always have a temple at home. Or they will maintain some temple. They will be connected to some kind of temple worship. So the child who is born in that family naturally will be engaged also in that type of worship. So that's why these two options are there, either in a Brahmana family or in such kind of śrī-matām, the prosperous family who will be maintaining a temple and worshipping the Lord in such a way. So these are two options where the person can pick up kartals and play. Then the child is continuing from where he left previous life. So in that way, this bhakti yoga is not, we can see, it is not dependent on any kind of material conditions. Even does not depend on the death of the person. The bhakti yoga is eternal, is everlasting, and it cannot be ruined even by the death of the body. Because the bhakti belongs to the soul. It does not belong to the body. So whatever bhakti is there in a soul, that will be transferred to the next life. And the person will be born again with that asset already in that spiritual family. So that's how this verse covers so many nice aspects. It covers the aspect of karma, that there is rebirth. The person is not, the body dies, but the soul lives on. There is a cover aspect of material world. There are different types of planets. This Earth is not the only planet. There are lower planets. There are the higher planets. The higher planets are meant for more pious people. That's why such kind of yogi who did not attain perfection in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, but he gained some kind of pious credit to enter those planets. But those planets are still material planets, and they are not the goal of a spiritual practitioner, because you have to take birth again and go again through the same cycle. But somebody who attains perfection of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, that love of God or Kṛṣṇa prema, that person leaves this material world, leaves this material body, and is in his spiritual body, enters the spiritual world where there is no rebirth and there is eternal life full of knowledge and bliss, that Satchit Ananda that we just mentioned before. Otherwise, every planet in this material world, even though it be a Brahma Loka, where a person live innumerable years, you don't even have a number in the dictionary, the name for the digit in a dictionary, how many years a person lives there, and it seems that it's some eternal life. But still, because there is end, that end of life invokes a duality, it invokes fear, it invokes frustration, lost hopes, and instability. The only peace that can be gained is something that you know, it's eternal and it won't end. That's why there is some group of verses in chapter 2. They talk about, they talk also about this fall down. And they are saying that somebody who has not developed that taste, which I said that you love the spiritual practice, they can very easily fall down because of the allurements of the senses. They can very easily fall down. But somebody who has attained the taste, that does not apply to them, because they are situated well in their spiritual position, in their spiritual happiness. But and why they fall down? because in midst of these material desires, which are connected to this material world, they cannot find peace. Because there is no real peace in the material world. Why? Because everything keeps changing. You just put on a jumper because it was cold, and now it became too hot, and you have to remove it. So, and then it became cold again, then you have to wrap the shawl. But then it became hot again, and you have to remove it. Just a simple thing like this doesn't give you peace. So that's why there cannot be peace in this material world. And how can there be a peace? How can there be a happiness without peace? So that's why the real happiness can only be in the spiritual world, for the soul being engaged in the service of Kṛṣṇa. Sometimes some people may be scared of this word. What is this service? Why service? Am I a servant, some kind of servant, or what? What is this service? But what it really means is that there is very deep, loving connection between each soul and Kṛṣṇa. And when you really love someone, you really want to do something for that person. And believe it or not, that act what you do for the person you love is service. In a modern world, not even just modern world, I don't know, maybe in ancient times the same, because the material world is a world of exploitation. Everybody wants to be allured. Everybody wants to be the main person, the enjoyer, the emperor of everything. Therefore, the servant is something negative. The servant is something humiliating. So now I want to go to Kṛṣṇa, and again I am a servant. I was already servant to my boss in a work. I was servant to my mother, is not allowing me to do this, that. I have to bring my father, is asking this. I'm just a servant. And now I come to Kṛṣṇa consciousness and I'm again servant. Even to my names I add das, which means servant. So why am I supposed to enter into all this? What is the benefit of all this? But here, it means love. Because I may say, I love someone, but these are just words. But someone may not even say that they love someone, but by their action, this is visible. So that love for Kṛṣṇa is service, because we want to do something. And one important aspect why that service to Kṛṣṇa it's nothing to do with exploitation like in this material world. Because Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is fully self-sufficient. He does not depend on anything we give to him. He has no needs, but he loves the loving reciprocation. Like your small child, what does he possess? What does a child possess? Child possess only what a parent gives to the child. The clothes, the food, the toys, snacks. That's what child likes. But from where does the child get all these things from? From parents. So when a child really loves mommy or loves daddy, he goes and gives one cookie or one candy or makes some drawing with a pencil bought by the mommy on the paper bought by the mommy. So that he takes these objects what the mother and father has given to him, he makes some kind of arrangement and offers to the mother. Does the mother need that paper? She needs that pen? No. What the mother or father needs is that this love, that sweet affection of the child, and effort of the child, that sincere effort the child did, this is what touches the heart till tears. But Kṛṣṇa is a person, and that's what happens to him when we put a sincere effort to serve him and we show our love in that way. So in this way we can develop the connection to Kṛṣṇa, and we become more eager and eager and eager and eager to be close to Kṛṣṇa. And that eagerness, it's called raga. And everyone has already this raga. Everyone has eagerness for something. Someone may have eagerness for ice cream. The monkey is eager to get glasses to steal and get a fruity. Everyone has, every little person in this world, starting from ant, carrying such a big straw very eagerly. This is called raga. So that raga is already there. But the object of raga is mistaken. So through this process, as we described from the very beginning, the association of devotees, the meeting the sadhu, the developing the steadiness, in that way our raga is projected towards the Lord, towards Kṛṣṇa. And that raga, that sincere effort, like a small child, whole evening is trying to draw a beautiful flower, and even that flower is not actually even beautiful. But that mother and father will love it so much, and they will take to their office and they will put it in their place there, and they will just, by looking in this clumsy flower drawing, their heart will fill with so much sweetness. So the same, our offerings, what are they for Kṛṣṇa? Look at our bodies. Our bodies are made of all the filthy things. The flesh, saliva, urine, stool, covered with a skin. If you separate all these things and put here, it is disgusting. We just go out of room. So with this type of machine we are seated in, and we try to do something for Kṛṣṇa, who is so pure and so untouched by these dirty things of material world. So how this can be ever attractive to him? But what attracts him is that our sincere effort, that we are trying to do something for him again and again and again, and exclusively for him. We are here in this prison house, and there are so many things to do. But voluntarily, we want to choose Kṛṣṇa. How attractive that is to him. And in that way, our relationship develops. And in that way, our raga towards Kṛṣṇa becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, until that strength is such a degree that there is no possibility of becoming unsuccessful yogi. There is no possibility of becoming a yoga-bhraṣṭa. The only way is to attain the perfection of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And this is what Srila Prabhupada expects from us, that we do it now. We don't delay. We don't wait for later. We do it now. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. If anyone has any comments or something to say, you are welcome. Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Is yoga-bhraṣṭa, unsuccessful yogi. It is unnecessary waste of time to take another birth, right? How to identify from this life itself?
Yes, it's true. We should endeavor not to wait till and be unsuccessful. We should do it now. It is like we are in a material consciousness, maybe you are not, I don't know. But if by any chance somebody is in the material consciousness, they should not think that this is how I am. Okay, I am a conditioned soul. I am fallen. What can I do? No, I am not. We should actually meditate on our real identity, that I am a spiritual being and I have nothing to do with this gross and a subtle body. There is actually the connection. There is no connection because spirit and matter is not mixing. Like you put oil in the water, you can shake it, shake it, shake it. The whole night you can sit and shake it. But it's not going to mix ever. The same spirit and matter, they have different natures and they don't mix. So in actuality, the soul, who is me and you and everyone, has not ever mixed with the matter. It is only illusion. We have nothing to do with this matter. It is only illusion. And we should understand it now and act on it now. Why do we have to wait till it's too late? Prabhupada wanted that we do it now. He gave us perfect day. Wake up early, come for Mangalarti, chant, attend Guru Puja, hear a class, do something during day. And Prabhupada, and if you have time, chant again, chant more, chant 24 hours a day. And he has given this facility also. There are temples all over the world, everywhere. And especially here in Vrindavan, there is a chanting of the holy name going on for 24 hours. So there is no possibility at all for anyone to be in that illusory idea that I am this body. You just throw yourself in the fire of bhakti and let all the anarthas burn. Let all these unwanted ideas burn till nothing remains. So there is no necessity. What to speak of no necessity? There is no such a thing as waiting till later. We do it now. Anything else? Yes.
Again, the material allurements we discussed, right? Material allurements only reason that we fall in.
Yes.
So how to overcome that? That is the main reason we take back again.
Yes. So.
We are failing.
So the how to overcome, it is to develop the higher taste that we also discussed. To engage our emotions in Krishna's service, to develop that raga, that eagerness. And that is possible in association of those who have it. So we have to seek good association and serve those devotees, those sadhus who have that type of attachment to Krishna. Then ours also will awaken. Yeah? There is a verse in chapter 2. There is 2 verses that describe how to fall down. If anybody wants to know how to fall down, you can read. But why do you need to read those verses? Not to fall down. Not that you need to read those verses and follow them. They are the warning verses. So they say, while contemplating the objects of senses, yes, our senses, eyes like some beautiful form, the tongue likes to taste some food stuff, and the ear wants to hear some kind of vibration, the skin wants to touch something soft. So when we contemplate, it's nothing, it doesn't speak about doing, contemplating. When we contemplate on these objects of senses, we develop attachment to them. Then we can develop attachment to these sense objects. Beautiful form, soft touch, sweet sound. So then from such attachment, lust develops, a desire to obtain that object. And from lust, anger arises, because we can never be satisfied with these objects anyway. First of all, because we are not meant to enjoy. And second, the object itself is not meant to give us any happiness. Our enjoyment, our ananda comes when we are connected with Kṛṣṇa. Not by objects of senses. So then what happens when anger is there? From anger, complete delusion arises. Complete delusion, samāḥ. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory, smriti, vibhramaha. Memory is lost. Memory of what? Memory of our spiritual existence. Finished. No such a thing. We don't remember anything that we are spiritual. We just want that object of senses. And then intelligence is lost and one falls down again into material pool. So that is why? Why? Like Prabhu was asking, why? How did this happen? So verse before that, it is described, though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for such sense enjoyment remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. So we have to develop a higher taste. And this developing is not something artificial, like you to develop some company or some chemical in a laboratory which did not exist and then you get up some prize. No. This higher taste is there already. We just need to clear the dust and it will start shining. Like when you take a silver object, it oxidizes and becomes black. And then you polish and it shines. So this shine is not an artificial thing in the silver. The shine is already there. Just because a black layer is on top of it doesn't mean that the silver has lost the shine. So the soul always has that higher taste. And this is actually the reason why we can never be satisfied in this material world. And this is the reason why we are always, everybody, all the materialistic people, they are on their toes day and night. You go to Delhi, now you see how they carry these heavy loads, and these rickshaw people will just pull their rickshaws. In Calcutta, they even run with rickshaw. You know, why? Because they think, I will satisfy my wife, I will satisfy my children, I will gain money, I will become rich. Because they have some thirst to gain something. But they don't know that all they want to gain is their relationship with Kṛṣṇa, but are lost. But because this happened to them, the memory is lost and the bewilderment is there, and there is no intelligence. They have fallen in the pool. Because that bewilderment, they are bewildered. That effort, they could have put in a devotional service and attained their relationship, revived their relationship with Kṛṣṇa very easily. But they are working so hard for some material reason, and then they attain it. but they are not happy. And they get frustrated. I worked so hard and still that is not okay. Let me work for this. I didn't get this. Okay, then that I will get. Okay, that I also didn't get. Okay, this I will get. Okay, I am old already. I did not attain anything. Let my son work hard. At least my son will attain that which I did not attain. And that is called chewing the chewed. You know, in school, under table you get a chewing gum and you try to chew. No one does it. The juice is gone. But someone who does what you say is the fool. So these people who work like that hard, one time try, did not attain any happiness, any satisfaction. Try again. No, still. Okay, my son, at least you go to that university. You work hard like an ass and you get the money. You become happy. But I never became happy from these things. Why my son will become happy from these things? No, you son, you shave your head and join the Brahmachari ashram. Then you will be happy and at least I will become happy also. This is intelligent thinking. Otherwise it's a chewing the chewed. You chew and chew and chew and chew. The juice is already gone, but still you chew and chew. Actually your juice was never even there from the beginning. Still you chew. You die chewing and on a deathbed, son, take the chewing gum, you try, at least you try to chew. And son is chewing, and still nothing is coming out. Because there is no juice in the chewing gum. So don't give your son that old chewing gum. Give them Ananda, the Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And when we don't do it, we fall down, we are allured. We have to keep ourselves hot in a fire of bhakti. Not even one moment thinking something else. We have to be 24 hours engaged somehow or other in the 9 processes of bhakti, starting from hearing, chanting, remembering, praying, bowing down, going to the temple. All these are described in scriptures. We can read and we can apply. And when we don't apply, then we will become yoga-bhraṣṭa, the unsuccessful yogi. Okay? Hare Krishna. All the best for you and for everyone. And let us stay engaged 24 hours in Kṛṣṇa consciousness and polish our shiny silver of heart. Hare Krishna.